Thank you. Pranam, a very warm good evening to everyone here. Reverend Father John Barwa, the Archbishop, Sister Breda, the Superior General, Principal Vijaya Mary, all the distinguished guests present here, the parents, the grandparents of children who probably are also the alumnus of this wonderful institution, the children present here in great numbers, whose peals of laughter and excited voices form a wonderful background to this event. All the others present here, including the staff, everyone who's helping organize this function, including the cameramen, the persons operating the drones, the lights, because all of this contributes to making this a very memorable occasion. Coming to an occasion like this, when an institution is celebrating its 150th year, brings fond memories of one's own journey through educational institutions, starting from a nursery school, a primary school, a junior school, a middle school, a senior secondary school, and of course, through colleges and the universities. Always one looks back with gratitude that one was fortunate to be educated by a large number of kind-hearted, caring souls. Teachers have been always the ones who have dispelled our doubts, strengthened our beliefs in oneself. In fact, when you had the new logo inaugurated just for the 150th year, I think the word that struck me most was the word believe. And I believe that the belief in oneself that a teacher can inculcate is what shapes the person and helps the person face the challenges in life and become a complete person. School is a wonderful place where you develop values, where you develop friendships, you learn to discern the world around you, and you're helped to navigate the difficult paths with caring hands who have been there before, seen that, done that, and who know what you're going through at whatever age you might be. It was a great pleasure felicitating these former principals who must have dedicated so many years of their life into helping this institution grow. And on behalf of all of us, I again want to congratulate each one of them with a big round of applause for all their contributions over the years to building this institution. 150 years means at least 10 generations. And it's a stupendous effort, a stupendous feat for an institution to be continuing to serve the people, building generations of students and able citizens who've contributed to the development of the society and who have been inspiration to following generations of students and teachers. I belong to an institution right now which also believes in traditions, in practices, in growth, which also believes that to remain relevant, one has to adapt. In fact, in the speeches of the earlier speakers, this was another word that struck me, the ability to adapt. These are changing times, these are challenging times. These are also times where there is a great presence of technology. I think the one challenge that today's teachers face in greater degree, which the earlier generation of teachers and maybe heads of institutions did not face, is the huge presence of technology and the growing dependence by children and adults on digital devices. Studies have shown how the dependence on digital devices is leading to lesser attention span, just not among children but among adults too. You need a quickly moving image all the time. So it would not be surprising, even in this audience, to find people with their devices quickly texting or using this finger to scroll the screen. And for children to be so addicted to these devices that without them there can't be a meal at home, there can't be a quiet moment, a leisure moment. So this is the biggest challenge, I believe, in today's society. How do we retain the capabilities of attention, of listening carefully, of concentrating? Because these are essential tools for any good student. The ability to watch carefully, to observe carefully, to listen carefully, and to not get distracted. It is not that the earlier generations did not have their own distractions, they did. But I suppose the distractions are in greater degree now. And that is a challenge not only for teachers and principals and parents and grandparents, but a challenge to everyone in institutions, including lawyers and judges. The institution from where I come, we also face similar challenges. But while these could be the negative side of technology, there is also a positive side of technology, which we've all had to depend on during the last 2 years when COVID-19 struck us. Most of the classes went online. Most teachers had to adapt. They had to adapt to teaching online. And this was a new learning process for not only the children, but definitely for the teachers, for the parents, for the grandparents. It also told us about the digital divide, how everyone could not afford digital devices. They had to share digital devices. They had to go to places where there was connectivity. So these were new challenges thrown up. Some of us adapted well. Some of us did not. And so there is a learning there. The recent report on the Human Development Index by the UNDP tells us that increasingly our present and future generations are going to have anxieties of all sorts. Anxieties about well-being, anxieties about health, anxieties about climate change. And to add to all of this is a growing polarization in society, where people hold very strong views and are not easily reconciled with the other point of view. So it was very heartening to hear Sister Brida tell us about the importance of respecting one another, of the importance of dignity, of respecting other religions, and may I add, other points of view. A school is an important place where values of respect for another's point of view is developed. How to hold a debate in a civil manner. How to meet hate with love. I think children need to be firmly nurtured in the value of love, how hate can be met only with love, how cruelty only with kindness. We need a society which remains plural, which remains inclusive, which provides space for difference, for dissent. We need to have children who believe that everybody matters, everyone matters, and it does not matter that somebody is not as beautiful, as articulate, as intelligent, as strong, as resourceful. Everyone has a place in society. While we celebrate victories, while we celebrate winnings, we do not denounce losses. We know that this is a process of growing. We learn more from our failures than our successes. And children need to be told to believe in their own strengths, to believe that failing is a very natural process of growing and failure is not end of the road, that through the failure we pick up lessons and we learn to move forward. Life is full of challenges, and through my growing years, those values inculcated in me by my teachers have stood me well. How to treat success and failure for what they are, and these are but two moments in one's growing life, and how to best make use of time so that you improve the lives of others. I think institutions like St. Joseph's Girls' School teaches these values in good measure, which is why it's highly respected as an institution. It holds the high standards of education. It reminds all of us of the value of education and how knowledge and increased knowledge is the only way to dispel darkness, to bring hope, to bring life, to bring joy to many others who may not be as fortunate as we are. The values of caring, the values of giving, unconditional love, these are what I think St. Joseph's School has inculcated in its children, in its students. It has inspired teachers to inculcate these values in the students, and which is what has made this institution thrive, survive, and continue to serve society for these long years. I have no doubt that the institution will continue to produce wonderful children who will contribute usefully to society and spread these values of love, joy, caring, and kindness. The judiciary as an institution has a lot to learn from children. We realize this because children can be visitors to our institutions. Many children in today's society are not as fortunate to have parents who stay united, parents who continue to nurture the family for various reasons. Adults tend to grow apart, drift apart, and children are left with the difficult choices to make. And the place where all this plays out is the court. Our judges have to be extra sensitive in how they deal with issues of children. The law as it now stands keeps the welfare of the child as of the highest consideration when it comes to battles of custody over children. Our judges need to be sensitized about these growing needs of the society, of carefully balancing the competing demands that parents make on children. Sometimes they over pamper children to their disadvantage. So judges need to carefully structure the orders they pass in these kind of cases. So we've had children visit our institutions. In the last 2 years, I've opened up the High Court to visits by children, and they have some very interesting questions to ask of our institutions, of our judges, and that is a learning process for us as judges and as lawyers. We are trying to make our courts children friendly. We are sensitive to the needs of children and how they can easily get intimidated if they were to stand in a witness box and answer uncomfortable questions. So as an institution, we have had to adapt to these needs of a very important component in our courts, children. So children can be our teachers in today's modern world. I often tell lawyers and other judges when I talk of digitization of courts, of using technology for conducting hearings, that it is not the older generation which can be our teachers, but our children and grandchildren who are going to be our teachers. This is the new world that we live in, where the teacher can be anyone of any age, of any generation. And even for teaching, we need to have certain ethical values, certain norms, and again, how we conduct ourselves will prove to be the inspiration for other teachers around us, whether they're older or younger than us. This is a new world full of challenges. We have young minds that are very bright, young minds that are asking more questions than their earlier generations asked, because there's a lot of information out there on the net. which we need to be aware of as the older generation. We need to be keeping ourselves updated. Those are new challenges for us. So we should not be found wanting in using these challenges as opportunities to help ourselves grow and to guide the younger generations correctly. What the younger generation needs is not more information, because there's plenty of it on the net, but they need to know how to convert that information, how to sift out what is relevant from the irrelevant, and how to be guided through the maze of information so that they can progress towards true knowledge. So that is the challenge for all of us as teachers, as parents, as grandparents. And I'm sure as today's society, we will not be found wanting in meeting that challenge. We look upon that challenge as an opportunity, as do the children around us. It is up to us now to shape them into the better citizens that we want them to be, and for that, we have to be better citizens ourselves. We have to deeply inculcate in each one of us our constitutional values of equality, liberty, and most importantly, fraternity. That was one word, if you happen to read the Constituent Assembly debates, that Dr. Ambedkar, the architect of our constitution, kept focusing on the value of fraternity, of brotherhood, of inclusivity, of taking everyone along and making everyone feel that they matter. That is the society that we look forward to, the plural and inclusive society that India is so proud of and will continue to be proud of. And institutions like St. Joseph's make that hope alive, make it possible, and make the future bright for all of us. I wish to congratulate St. Joseph's on this wonderful achievement of 150 years. A big hand to you and to all of you who helped this institution reach these heights and continue to grow and flourish to serve society. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir, for your extremely insightful perspective on this very significant occasion. Meeting hate with love, meeting cruelty with kindness, embracing differences, and believing in yourself. Yes, sir, we are extremely enthused by your motivating words, and we promise to continue teaching them to our students. Thank you. I now call upon Mrs. Shahana Takreem to deliver the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Mrs. Shikha Mahanti. It's my privilege to present the vote of thanks on behalf of the entire school to all those involved in making this celebration a grand success. To begin with, I would like to thank Almighty God for His blessings and grace in bringing us all together to make this evening memorable. I express my sincere gratitude to our chief guest, Honorable Dr. Justice S. Muralidhar, Chief Justice, High Court of Odisha, for sparing his valuable time from his busy schedule to grace this occasion. I extend my heartfelt thanks to you, sir, for encouraging us with your presence. My sincere gratitude to our dear Reverend Sister Breda Gainey, our guest of honor, who has come all the way from France to be with us. Thank you, sister, for your love and care. We are truly enriched by your thoughtful words. I'm immensely grateful to Reverend Bishop John Barwa, our guest of honor, the Archbishop of Cuttack and Bhubaneswar, for obliging us with his presence and touching our hearts with his thoughtful and inspiring words. With a heart full of gratitude, I thank all the sisters of the congregation of St. Joseph of Annecy from France, Assistant Superior General Sister Vianney, General Counselor Sister Margaret, Sister Jacqueline, and Sister Elizabeth. We are honored and blessed by your presence. With a deep sense of appreciation, I thank all our former principals who have been our pillars of strength. Sister Lucy Joseph, Sister Annie Paul, Sister Elizabeth, and Sister Lena. We are grateful to all of you as you have happily agreed to join us and be a part of this celebration. I'm immensely thankful to our event manager, Mr. Ullas Chandra Beura of White Canvas and his team. Thank you so much for having taken our program to a new level. The fact that people can see and hear us so well is because of your effective planning and a bird's eye for details. My sincere gratitude to the print media and electronic media for their presence. You have made our program reach every nook and corner of the world. I thank each one of you. I owe special gratitude to all the talented choreographers for their hard work and commitment they have rendered for this program to become a success. They have been working hard with our children since the past 2 to 3 months to see that every step they take is flawless. I thank each one of you. I especially thank the Cantonment Police for providing the necessary security measures to make this program successful. I'm sincerely grateful to the principal of Cambridge School, Cuttack, Brother Thomas John, for letting us use the premises as a parking ground for our vehicles. I would like to specially thank our sponsors whose wholehearted support has helped us in organizing this program so well. My sincere gratitude to our principal, Sister Vijaya Mary, and our vice principal, Sister Tressa, for their untiring support, vision, and commitment to ensure that this occasion becomes memorable. A big thanks to our teachers for their wholehearted support and dedication in organizing and implementing the program. A special thanks to our dear teacher, Ms. Dipti Das, whose relentless and dedicated efforts has made this program so beautiful. This jubilee would not have been possible without the active and enthusiastic participation of our dear students. Their persistent efforts and determination has spurred us on to give our very best. Thank you, dear students. May God bless you all. I wholeheartedly pay my gratitude to all the people who are tirelessly working behind the scenes, ensuring that this celebration goes on well without a glitch. A very capable support staff. Their efforts go a long way for the success of this event. I thank you all. Last but not the least, I take this opportunity to specially thank our wonderful parents and our invitees for their cooperation and their valuable presence. You have made our sesquicentennial all the most special. Thank you, one and all. Have a great evening.
Thank you, Mrs. Takreem. With this, we come to an end of the formal part of our sesquicentennial jubilee. I request our principal, Sister Vijaya Mary, to kindly escort our honorable guests on the dais to their seats in the audience. I also request our audience to kindly be seated as we shall be beginning our cultural extravaganza shortly.